What's up, you guys? Welcome to my living room. As you might be able to tell, my voice is a little off. I have been sick for about 2 weeks now, which means that my lips have been... So, I've been doing a lot of stretching because I've been home and I've been on the couch and I've been in bed, but what I can do is get on the ground and stretch. So, I'm sure you have run into a problem before where you want to stretch, you want to move your body, but you don't really know exactly what stretches to do. So, I'm going to show you 4 of my favorites. So, number 1, you've probably seen them before, cat-cows. So you're coming onto your hands and your knees, and all you are doing is bringing your spine into flexion and then extension. So if you're starting with your spine in a neutral position, from here you're going to start by rounding at your upper back or rounding, flexing at your spine, tucking your chin down toward your chest and pushing the floor away from you with your hands. And then from here, you'll start by moving your low back. You're moving vertebrae by vertebrae into spinal extension. Chin is going to come up last and looking up towards the ceiling. And then nice and slow, you'll start by tucking the hips, slowly bringing that spine back into a rounding or a flexion movement. And then nice and slow, coming back into the extension and moving in this pattern for, I don't know, 30 to 60 seconds, more if you want. So after the cat-cows, I like to then come into some spinal rotation. So you'll bring one foot up, coming into a half kneeling position. From here, your hands are gonna come on the inside of your foot. You'll take your hand that's closest, maybe I'll show you from a front angle. You will rotate up towards the ceiling. You wanna make sure that you're only rotating at your mid and upper back and not moving too much from your low back or your hip. That will defeat the purpose of the stretch. And then you'll tap the ground in front of you and nice and slow rotate up. I like to do about 10 on each side here. So this one, I'll show you from this side. And so since you're already in this half kneeling position, one stretch I like to go into, working into your lower body, is a hip flexor stretch. So what you'll do is while you're already in this kneeling position, you'll take your hips or your pelvis and tuck them underneath. You want to make sure that you're not arching at your low back. You're taking your pelvis and tucking it forward. Think about peeing out in front of you. You'll never forget it. And now your hands will come on your knee and you'll oscillate in and out of the stretch. I like to do for about 15-20 seconds. You can do it for reps if you want. Once you do a couple of them, then you're just going to hold that end range part of the stretch. And again, we're conveniently in this position. So next one, all you're going to do, hamstring stretch. So a lot of people have tight hamstrings. So you'll straighten out your front leg and then think about hinging from the hip. You want to make sure that you're not rounding at your back. You are hinging from the hip. Think of an RDL. And then you'll reach for the ground. If your hamstrings are super tight, you're not going to be able to touch the ground. And if you can't, that's fine. Grab for your shin. You can hold a block, a pillow, whatever. You can grab the ground, and you're just going to breathe and hold this stretch. You want to think about taking your opposite hip, pushing it forward while pulling the working leg's hip back. Hold it and breathe.